You're not allowed to play Neopets. You're not allowed to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're not allowed to play Pokemon cards. You're not allowed to play Monopoly. You're not allowed to skateboard. You're allowed to hike, but you're not allowed to roller skate. You're allowed to wade, but you're not allowed to swim. Hey everyone. Okay, so today I'm going to give you the ultimate Sabbath hack. If you've grown up Adventist, you know the struggle. There are so many things you're not allowed to do on Sabbath, and it just makes it like a long, dragging time where you're just looking at your watch, waiting, counting down the seconds until sundown, and if someone says, "What time is sundown?" you immediately know what time it is because you're waiting for that to hit so you can start having fun. If you're anything like me, you know exactly what kinds of things you're allowed to do on Sabbath. Things you're allowed to do: nap is a pretty good one. You're allowed to read your Bible, of course, which is the preferable thing to do. Napping is allowed, but it's a little bit looked down upon. Of course, your parents would say, you can take a nap if you have to, but it would be better if you would study the Sabbath school lesson for next week and learn your memory verse. Basically, your options are napping, reading the Bible, talking with the old people that your parents invited over for Sabbath lunch. You could also go for a walk, or you could go to AY. These are all the things your parents would suggest you to do on Sabbath, but let's be honest, we're not going to do any of those things. What things are you not allowed to do? Well, basically everything else except those few things I just listed. So you're not allowed to have fun, watch movies, listen to music. You're not allowed to play video games. You're not allowed to read Harry Potter. You're not even allowed to start being rambunctious and wrestling your cousins and your siblings, and then your cousin falls off the roof and breaks his leg. You'll still get in trouble even for something like that. You're not allowed to do drugs. You're not allowed to get lit. You're not allowed to get tattoos. You're not allowed to cut up your mattress and throw it out on the front porch because someone dared you to do it. Any kind of innocent horseplay, your parents get mad. Don't worry, I'm here to tell you some Sabbath hacks to make your Sabbath much more fun. Because, God said the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the beauty of these hacks is you won't actually be breaking the Sabbath. You'll just be sliding under the eye of the legalistic parents or whoever is looking over your shoulder. Hack number 1 is really simple. All you have to do is convince your parents who don't know anything about technology or games that the game you're playing is actually a Sabbath game because Noah is feeding the animals in the ark with a slingshot and shooting food at them to make them go to sleep, to be safe, to be saved from the flood so God won't kill them all. That's number 1. And that could provide you with hours and hours of sanctified and appropriate Sabbath activity. And to be honest, even if you beat the final bear, the bear in a bush, you can do it over and over and over and it doesn't get old because it beats going outside. Okay, hack number 2 is a little bit more mainstream. You might have heard about it or even done it yourself, but it's tried and true, never fails. So what you do is you take your favorite book, say you're reading Harry Potter, and your mom catches you reading it on Sabbath and says, "You better not be reading that. In fact, I don't even like you reading it at all. You're not allowed to read that anymore." And then you're like, well, good grief. If only I had at least not read it on Sabbath, she wouldn't have noticed what I was reading and I could have at least still read it, but now I'm banned. So this is what you do. You take Harry Potter, you tear out the pages, and then you stick the pages that you're reading into your Bible, and then you sit down on your bed and you flip through reading the Bible when your parents walk in the room and they say, "Oh, look how sweet, they're reading their Bible." And maybe you catch a glimpse of a Bible verse and it still counts. Harry Potter is allegorical anyway, isn't it? So, okay everyone, the final, ultimate Sabbath hack! This one will open a world to you that you have never known. Everyone knows that it's okay to take a nap on Sabbath. Everyone knows that your parents will probably be taking a nap on Sabbath. And everyone knows that what happens in your dreams stays in your dreams. So, the ultimate Sabbath hack is to start lucid dreaming so that you can do all the fun things you wanted to do during Sabbath afternoon in your dream, and nobody will ever know. All you have to do is train yourself to realize when you're dreaming and when you're not dreaming. So you do reality checks, you practice before you go to sleep, telling yourself you're going to lucid dream. You have various checks to see if you are dreaming, and then once you master the art of lucid dreaming, you can lay down for a Sabbath afternoon nap. Do all the fun things you ever wanted to do inside your dream, and then wake up refreshed and say, oh, look at that! It's sundown! Time to go to the movies! And that, my friends, is the ultimate Sabbath hack. You're welcome. Now you may be thinking to yourself, how exactly do I go about learning how to lucid dream? Well, that's not really my problem. I gave you the Sabbath hack. Be grateful for that. The other thing you could do on Sabbath, it's not really a hack, is you could just eat snacks. But even then, if they're vegan, it might not be that worth it. Oh, and then the other bonus hack is watch Adventist millennial videos. And it actually is good for the environment because you're saving paper. You're allowed to have a picnic, but you're not allowed to play baseball. You're allowed to walk the dog, but you're not allowed to wash the dog. You're allowed to talk with your brothers, but you're not allowed to hit your brothers.